I want to talk about the one core mission for each and every one of you. The number one priority mission for each and every light worker. It's the same for all of us. And sometimes it can be a problem for many light workers. Sometimes a lot of light workers have a tendency to neglect this one core mission that, if they followed this core mission, would lead to them being much more effective, much more potent, and much more whole light workers to help potentially catalyze the healing process for every single human. I know it's a tall order, but let me dive into it. This core mission is that you need to heal yourself. This core mission, light worker, my beloved light worker, is to heal yourself. Because when you heal yourself, you are healing every single human being on this planet. And beyond that, you can only control yourself, your actions, the trajectory in your life. You can't force other people to heal. You can't just corner them and be like, no, you're gonna heal. You gotta do it. As lovely as that would be, if we could force people to heal and to embody more light and love, we can't do it. We can only do that for ourselves. But as you do this, as you heal yourself, you're helping to both directly and indirectly heal others. And I would argue every single human being on this planet. So let me dig into the direct ways in which, as you heal yourself, you then catalyze the healing process for others. Let's bring in an example. Many light workers have had to work on this aspect of their health, of their journey, of their well-being, and that includes healthy boundaries. Many light workers spread themselves too thin, want to help too many people, and this can lead to burnout. This can lead to overwhelm. This can lead to excessive anxiety and worry and guilt and shame because they're not helping enough, and that's not healthy. And you get to this point where if you go too far, you're not able to show up for others. You're not even able to show up for yourself. You're too burnt out. And so when healthy light workers begin to follow, they get this intuition, this knowing, this realization that it's time to work on their boundaries. It's time to prioritize themselves in a more balanced manner. They might be drawn to a book, to an author, to a type of therapy or life coach or healing modality, whatever it may be. You're almost drawn to it like a magnet. And so as you go through this process and you heal yourself, well, other people might see that change in your new patterns and be like, what did you do? You have so much more energy. You were so much more calm. You were so much more present. You seem much happier and healthier. And they can see that change. They can see that you now have healthy boundaries. They can see that you are now prioritizing yourself in a healthy manner. And they might be inclined to ask you and ask for guidance. And or you just being around them, they might intuitively and subconsciously pick up that, yeah, maybe it's time for me to do this. I really want to work on this too. And so in a much more direct manner, you were able to help guide others. You were spreading your light. You were being an example. You were paving the way for others behind you to follow. It's a beautiful thing. And in a more indirect way, you were able to potentially catalyze the healing process for every single human being. And now the reason that you can do this potentially for every other single human being is because we're all connected to each other on an energetic level. We are all connected to almost like, you can think of it like a cloud, but instead of a physical cloud, an internet cloud. There's a bunch of data. There's a bunch of knowing. We all can tap into that from time to time, and we all do. That's when we experience an intuition, a knowing, a metaphorical breadcrumb to lead us down a particular path, to help us heal, to help us along our journey. And the more connected we are, and the more open we are, and the more we access our intuition, the more we are able to upload and download this information to the collective human consciousness, which almost acts like this cloud. And so when you go through this process, you heal yourself. You are uploading that same information that another human being on the other side of the planet in a year's time, it's timeless, so it could be 10 years down the line, when they're now ready and ripe to go down that path, when when they are now ready and ripe to heal themselves in that capacity. They could be following that intuition towards that author, towards that book, towards these exercises, these healing modalities, or a type of therapist or life coach, whatever it may be, to help them get there. They can be drawn to it intuitively. And it's almost like when we think about the energetics about this, at first, it's like the first person that opens up a new healing modality for humanity. It can be a little footpath. Maybe the grass has just worn down a little bit in that direction. But as more and more people go down that path, it becomes a little footpath, and then a little trail, and then a dirt road, and then it turns into a paved road, and then a highway, and then eventually that can be the norm for all of humanity to go down that path, to heal that aspects of themselves. And so when you heal yourself, you are adding to that energetic pathway that leads to that healing modality, which allows other people to then intuitively download where they need to go, what they need to do. And so when you heal yourself, you're able to potentially catalyze the healing process for every single human being on earth at this time. It just depends if they tap in, if they are ready to receive that idea, they're ready to receive that download and that intuition. And so, my beloved Lightworkers, it's important to know, and I want to just remind you of this, that don't feel guilty if you are prioritizing your own healing at this time. If you feel called to heal yourself, know that you are carrying out your core mission as a Lightworker here on earth at this time. And if we just reflect for a moment here, who have been the most vibrant, most healing, most impactful Lightworkers? The list of ascended masters comes to mind. Yeshua, Jesus, Lao Tzu, the Buddha, Guru Rinpoche, Babaji, Yogananda, Sri Yukteswar, Mary Magdalene, Saint Mary, the list goes on and on. Because they healed themselves so much, we're able to have such an impact, such a healing presence. And because they spent so much time, effort, and energy healing themselves, they are able to more effectively guide others. They are more effectively able to see what other people's next steps may be. And they are able to spread their messages and their knowing and their light and their love throughout this world. And so, Lightworkers, always come back to healing yourself is your core mission. Know that. I love how you all have these different expressions and flavors of light work and hues in which you carry out your duties. But the core mission is to heal yourself and to prioritize that. Because once again, as you heal yourself, you are healing the all. You are helping to potentially catalyze the healing process for every single human being. But let me know, do you agree with this? Do you disagree? What has your path been? What has your experience showed you? Always love seeing your comments and your perspective. If you liked the video and you found it helpful, be sure to like and subscribe, to share this message, to help this channel grow. Either way, hope you are having a lovely day wherever you're at in the world. And until next time.